everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. If you jump on here live, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Make sure you give the video a like, a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. But since it is a Wednesday, it's time for a weekly top 10 countdown. And this one I thought of because for all you wrestling fans out there, you know that we just recently had the Royal Rumble for 2025. And of course, most people are prisoners of the moment because we live in a microwave society. And everybody tried to say this might be the best ever Rumble. And I even said on here, I think it was the day after when I did my review, that, it was a good Rumble. Might have been a great Rumble, but it was not the greatest Rumble of all time. So I thought, you know what? I think I'll do a top 10 countdown of my opinion of the best top 10 Royal Rumbles. Now, for the most part, the majority of this countdown, the Rumbles, I ranked strictly due to the Royal Rumble match itself, not the rest of the card, even though it is, you know, basically built around the Royal Rumble. They don't have the used to be pay-per-view, now premium live event with only the Rumble matches. It is an entire show. So you can rank them based on the show top to bottom. And I might have moved, you know, the years up or down a spot or two based on the whole card itself. For the most part, mine is just built around the Rumble match. Number 10, the year 2000. That was the year The Rock won it. And of course, I'll give you the winner of each Rumble just in case you're new to WWE or new to wrestling or may not remember who won that year. But the reason why this is number 10 is strictly really due to the Royal Rumble match. Hey there, AJ. Glad to have you here because the Rumble, the show that night as a whole was pretty doggone good. Hey there, Chosen One. Glad to have you here. But the Rumble itself it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. But the main problem was that was one of those years where going into it, everybody knew The Rock was going to win. And it kind of takes away from some of the luster of it because no matter what happens during the match, when the outcome is pretty much already obvious, it takes away from the enjoyment because you know what's going to happen. Hey there, Colton. Glad to have you here. Hey there. I'm going to guess your name is Rika Sai. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Hey there, Dressed to Impress. Glad to have you here. Thank all y'all for commenting. Make sure you give the video a like and a thumbs up. And if you have not yet subscribed, please do so. Hey there, Chandler. Glad you're here. Number 9, 2007. And that was the year The Undertaker won. That was actually a really good Royal Rumble match. Hey there, Kinsley. Glad to have you here. Number 8, 2023. And of course, that was one of the years Cody Rhodes won it. Hey there, wow. Glad to have you here. And Dressed to Impress, if you're asking me who I pulled for on Sunday, the answer is neither. Now, I did a video probably 3 different times talking about the NFL. Hey there, pretty. Glad you're here. And I said the Eagles would win the game because I thought the Eagles were the better team. So I predicted them to win, but I wasn't pulling for them because I didn't really care. I didn't care who won or lost. I picked the Eagles. So I thought they were the better team, but I wasn't pulling for them because I didn't care. And I'm not a betting man, so I had no money on the line. I just thought the Eagles are the better team, and it was pretty obvious by the middle of the first quarter that They were the better team. But 2023 was Cody Rhodes. Number 7 was this year's Royal Rumble with Jey Uso. That match itself was great, but I just couldn't go any higher with it because, for one, Charlotte Flair kind of sort of took away from some of the enjoyment because I knew she was going to win. But for two, they only had 4 matches, and I guess that was good in a way because it still lasted 3 hours, 3.5 hours of 4 matches. But a premium live event to me should have at least 5 matches. And Dress to Impress, I hate to tell you, but those are the kind of comments I don't comment on because I'm not an idiot and I wasn't raised in a barn and I've played sports and I know folks who have played sports and I've been in locker rooms many a times due to all the side jobs I have, and I know sports ain't scripted, so I don't get into all that non-believable nonsense because it's not believable. And number 6, 1997, and that was one of the years Steve Austin won it. Now, of course, Stone Cold's got multiple wins in the Royal Rumble matches, but 97 was really truly when his career took off. But also, if you recall that Rumble, that was a year where he was eliminating everybody and just started throwing guys over the rope and getting up in the corner and going. And that made it fun because that was just something we had never seen before. Again, 10 through 6 was 2000, 2007, 2023, 2025, and 1997. Number 5 was 1995, and that was the year Shawn Michaels won it. And for one, that was a really, really, really good Royal Rumble. But for two, that was really, truly when we seen the solo career of Shawn Michaels take off. Now, he was still just 29 when he won the 95 Royal Rumble. But if you remember, when he, got in the WWF back then, he had the Rockers tag team with Marty Jannetty. Then he got fired. Then they brought him back and put him back with Marty, and they were the new Rockers. Then they split up, and they had their feud. And then he was kind of sort of stuck in, purgatory for the longest time where it looked like he was going to get pushed to the moon, and it just never happened. And then when he won the 95 Rumble, his career finally as a solo star took off. But that match was really good. Number 4 was the 2017 Royal Rumble that was won by Randy Orton. Number 3, 2020, Drew McIntyre. Number 2 for me was 2001, another year that Stone Cold won the Rumble. And looking back now, it's hard to believe that, that was kind of sort of going toward the end of Stone Cold's career. He was around for a couple of years after that, but really, truly, 2001 winning the Rumble was, for the most part, he had more of a career in the rearview mirror than he did in front of him. And then number 1 for me is 92, and for me, it'll always be 92. Not because Ric Flair won it, but because it was a great Rumble for one. But for two, that was the year that there was no WWF champion going into the match. So the winner of the Rumble not only won the Rumble, but you were the new WWF champion, and Ric Flair won it. So to me, that makes it number 1, not just because the match was great, but because there was more on the line than just winning the Rumble. You were going to walk out as the heavyweight champion. So every guy that walked down the aisle last night and walked that aisle, as Ric Flair used to always say, knew that you get in that ring, not only are you trying to throw guys over to win the Rumble, you're throwing guys over to win the Rumble and be the new champion. So for me, number one will always be 1992. Any thoughts on any of this? Please feel free to let me know. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. When bananas go bad, they turn on each other. That's bananalism. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of three. Tell your friends and family how much you love them.